You came to the Dragon of Knowledge within his grand library. You stand before him now, Grand Dragon, peering over the bookshelves that seem very sturdy, as if they were designed for him to lean on them. One of your party, Savara, is currently talking with the avatar of the
She's not here yet.
dragon. I'm just saying, she's off talking, that's why she's not here. She's off talking to the avatar's, the dragon's avatar.
But we can't talk to the dragon, because if the dragon talks to us, we die.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, oh
No.
shit, we're in a bit of a pickle now, aren't we?
No, he's gonna pull a grabby. He
Really?
starts writing in magical words in the air.
That sounds like a
Okay,
GM cop-out,
I
just
heard
wanna
you.
say
I heard
that.
you say. I heard you say pull a grabby, but I thought I heard you for a split second say pull up grabby. I'm like, what?
Suddenly, he pulls grabby from behind.
No. He gets a cylinder hat, he gets a magical wand, and says the magic words hocus pocus, and pulls out a grabby.
It's pop.
I ran out of bunnies, so here's a grabby.
Oh, never mind. It seems like it's whoever's here now. So yeah, they come back after their talk. Or they could have their talk. You alright, Savera?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I've awoken from my slumber.
Yeah. She's napping for a moment there. But, yeah. The last realization we had as well was that Savera's long-lost friend, who got lost in the desert sea and taken away, is now, in fact, here. She seems like she's been the dragon's avatar for quite a while. And she's explained to you, Savera, that she's here because basically she was dying out there, and the only way to save her was to do what happened here. She also explains that the stuff on her, only her like skin and horns are like actually there. She doesn't have any actual scales on her.
Aww.
Like they're just gold armored plates to represent. The tail's real though.
Dude, it's like a gang, like you gotta wear their colors, you gotta represent, man.
Of course.
So wait, are the wings fake too?
No, they're real. So the wings, horns, and
Oh,
tail.
that's so boring. If they were fake, that would have been hilarious. It was just a crafts and arts project, she glued them together.
Oh, that would have been funny. But yeah, she does tell you that it
Thanks for
really
the idea,
she's
Moda. I'm
happy.
gonna add that in my game. She just made her own wings.
I'm a dragon, I swear. You're just a lizard. Dragon! But yeah, she says like she's happy around here now. It's like she won't be returning, but she's happy to see you again.
Same.
Hmm. That being said, the large dragon's like looking at them and he says, I think we better get back to everyone else. As she walks on back, she says, the great dragon greets you. And he asks, why are you here?
We haven't played in a while. Can someone refresh my memory what we're doing here again? What?
Suddenly,
We were trying
the
to find
great
some
dragon
information.
passes you a script, and then you read through the fact that you were here to discover where, like, the Ouroboros, you know, the leader of Ouroboros.
Yeah, where
is
he's going, you know, because
Yeah.
he's going to the celestial.
Oh
gate.
yeah, where's the gate? Because he's trying to, you know, fuck up the
No,
gate.
no, hey, that's not the only thing we're asking. We're having to ask, how the fuck did he make his sword so we can reverse engineer that so we can make one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple of other things, I guess, but it's really mostly it.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I do get it. So that's what you know. It's like, why have you come here?
Wilfred's
Um.
gonna look towards Azra and be like, Azra, can you handle this? And you see that Wilfred's eyes are darting left and right, and he's drooling at the thought of all the books around him.
Oh my god. Okay.
You can see Wilfred trying to hide a stiffy. Works.
I knew you were asexual. Anyway. Okay. Azrael will walk up and give a bow to the dragon and just say, "We are here because the Ouroboros represent a grave danger to the world. They wish to find something called a celestial gate, which is, I think, the entrance to where most of the gods live. And I'm not exactly sure what they want to do, but I think he wants to destroy them, and he has something that can allow it himself to do that. So we need to know the location of where the celestial gate is."
But, like, she waits for a moment as he seems to contemplate, and he nods. It's like, the great dragon has seen and heard of such things before. The answer to a celestial gate is known to some of dragonkind. Well, it was. Now it is only known to him. The
Oh.
key, however, is new. I suppose it was made recently,
Yes.
but it does remind him of something.
Oh.
And yes, a past attempt to recreate such a thing.
And what did that do? That
You'd
past
explain it in
attempt.
due time. But first, let us go down the list of what you wish to know.
Suddenly, from the back of the room, you hear Wilfred scream very excitedly, "Oh my god, he's got the hardcover of Anatomy 101, first edition!"
Oh my god!
Anyway,
Books.
he'll look at the dragon and just says, "Sorry for my friend, but this key that he wields is a sword. And I don't know if you know how to create the key. You are the dragon of knowledge, and it is said that you know everything. But we are also looking for the knowledge to create something like the key, but can cancel it out as well." It's antithesis, if you will.
First, I believe we should handle the personal issues first.
That's fine. Let's just say I don't really have any. Anybody else have anything?
There are many of you which have questions, and many of you which desire answers. Oddly enough, our eyes fall on Brenzen first.
Sorry, he's eating bacon. Just give him a sec.
Please do not touch the books with your greasy hands. Brenzen, you desire to ask something, we can tell.
Did I can't.
You wish to... Suddenly you remember, hey, do you remember that one thing I was meant to be doing for my race? I wonder what that was.
Suddenly, your god blasts a bell in your head and says, "Oi! Do your job!"
Do that job I gave you.
Oi, do you remember the fucking job? Get back to you, twit.
For some reason, my brains just aren't working right now.
You have multiple brains.
I know.
Same.
Because you just woke up.
No, you didn't.
Looks like I'm not the only one that feels under the weather today.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, take your time, Brandon. Wait, he's in.
Those desert storms really took a downer on us.
Yeah.
There's sand everywhere.
I
cool.
pity the fools that wear full plate armor.
It's coarse. It gets everywhere. I don't
It's
like
coarse and it gets everywhere. I don't like it.
Oh god.
What next? Am I gonna make an energy blade? Fuck no.
Yeah.
it. Hmm.
Or do you have the high ground? Oh.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah. The woman's gonna like kneel down a little towards your eye level, Benz, and then go, "If you wish, we may dispense with formalities, and I may simply search for the information for your later perusal."
Wow.
Like, wait, what?
She knows what you're looking for.
Oh,
She's asking just to be
if you want to
polite.
ask, yes, if you want, because kind of, you know, guessing someone's intentions going here, shoving in your face is kind of weird.
Yeah.
I just feel like I can't today.
Mm-hmm. It's fine. But yeah, she accepts this and
Yeah.
looks towards the others. Now, where's the other one of your number? She's looking around for the human.
Oh
Wilfred,
my
get your
god,
ass over here.
Biology on Plants of the South 2.0!
Wilfred, get your ass over here.
Just looking at all the shelves.
I was almost gonna ask, we had a human in our group?
Yeah, only one. He feels lonely.
I mean, I'm mostly human.
I thought you wanted to
You're
be a goat.
Azubur.
Azumar, half human.
But yeah, anyway, like. he's gonna
Hey,
go,
Miss Severa,
Oof.
she's a tiefling. That's also half human, so you got 2 humans. See? Math.
I thought she
I
was
can do it
90% evil and 10% succubus.
10% sass.
No, that's the evil part.
110%.
90%.
Anyway, yeah, Wilfred, get over here. We want to talk to you.
Okay, fine.
By the way, if you have any books in your arms, I'm gonna take them from you and set them down.
Oh, whoa. No.
Yeah, no, that's what happens.
Give.
Like, yeah. I will shake you down. I will pick you up and shake you. If it comes to it.
By the way, I can imagine. No, wait, I'm going to save that for later. Now, she asks, now, is there any other questions you wish to answer before we move on to main subjects? Not many come here without needing something.
Then there's
This is a rare-
us.
It is a rare breed who come here out of simple selflessness.
Well, since you're asking, I do have a few questions myself.
I expected as much. Brendan, gonna go grab tea.
Okay. I guess first things first. Let's see. Shit, where did I put it? Just a sec. If anybody else has something to ask, go ahead. I just need to find the relevant information real quick.
Well, okay. As you'll say, I really don't need anything personally, because most of my questions will be answered, and my life's going fine right now. So, but one of my friends, he's trapped in something, and he doesn't have a body. I would like to give a body to him, and I don't know exactly how to do that. I'll say. I'm just looking for the knowledge on how to do it.
May I see the object if you have it with you?
Yeah, he'll hold out Maragos.
She reaches out and takes it from you, but she doesn't touch it. It acts like she's grabbing it, and it grabs at a distance and pulls it towards herself. She inspects it and then holds it up towards the dragon. And you can see him a puff of what seems to be golden smoke. Like, and then she goes, I see. It seems like there is a drake trapped within this weapon. A strange spirit indeed. One would not think that they would become so intelligent.
Yes, he is a very unique individual.
Impressive. I wonder if anybody in the had a hand in creating it. But that
Not
is
know.
unimportant as of right now. You wish for him to have a body?
Yes, I do.
I see.
I have my freedom. He does not, and that is wrong. That's his prison. He should not be in it. I do not know what he has done, but it's been 4 years now, I think. In the 4 years I have known him, I believe he has repented for what he has done, if he deserved it.
If it has been truly 4 years, then I apologize. He could never regain his original body. He has been far too long.
I understand that.
Sucks.
Which is why I was going to create a body for him.
Yes, there are such options available. For instance, you may use construct, clay, brick, stone. Magic is able to form a body which he then may be imparted within, or another object or even structure. A spirit is a malleable thing.
Would a skeleton of something be good to use, and you could craft the flesh around it?
I apologize, but creating true life is beyond even the power of gods or dragons.
Right.
It is born and created from the start. It cannot be remade.
He'll nod his head.
As your friend Wilfred knows.
Wilfred just coughs and doesn't say anything.
Alright.
But yes, do not worry. There are many ways which you may reform a body. Though it may not be of flesh and blood, it would still act. He may still feel, may still eat, may still be alive once more. Depending on the type of enchantment he uses, he may have a natural lifespan as well. Immortality has its downsides as well as its perks.
Yeah. Tell me about it, he'll say as he reaches for Marigus again.
She passes it back. But yes, getting such a body or something to be able to place it within would be advantageous.
Yes, it would, I'll just say. And then he'll look at Wilfred to see if you had found what you were looking for.
Yes, I have. Though, while that conversation was going on, you can see that clearly Wilfred looked a little bit sad, because the dragon kind of answered one of his questions already, that he will never truly be able to give Kira her body back. So, yeah,
Well,
he looks a little
she would
sad.
know it. If you look like that when she said it, she wouldn't know. Well, he said it and she passed on. She'd mention, there is one way, but I already know that neither of you would be willing to do it. Well, maybe for the case of Murgos. You must have a living host, force out the soul, and replace it.
What would happen to the host if you implant somebody else in his body?
There are many things that can happen. Either the strongest one wins and the other is pushed out and lost, died. They will pass on to the next life. Or their soul may be moved on to a different purpose, such as the original object, or something else, such as a construct.
Can the souls merge together?
That is a rare thing. We have only had 2 documentations. By the way, when she says that, the scope of this library of so many documents, books, scrolls floating around in the air, only being 2 out of all this knowledge, is probably pretty big. Once merged, they have been known to become a whole new person. They are never one or the other.
I mean, I don't know if I would call it, merging on the scale of that, but me and Marigos have been known to look at Wilfred to, in combat, merge to increase our abilities, we'll say.
That is not merging, it is simple synchronization. Such abilities are not common, but you may have heard something called a summoner. They also use this talent.
He'll nod his head.
Synchronization of souls is a very useful and powerful technique, but it cannot truly force one soul from the other. Well, if the other desired it as much.
I was just saying, if one desired to become a whole new person, you could sync them and bam, new person, look.
You could try, but it may end up killing both souls.
I'm more curious if I find somebody that's in a coma and try to implant Kira's mind into it, what would happen? Though that's just in Wilfred's head, so never mind.
By the way, she looks at you as you're thinking that.
Wait, she can read minds? Ooh!
Yeah, she's been doing it all day.
Ah, Wilfred just realizes that. Oh no, get out of my head! Titties, movies, no!
No, what's it? Oh no!
That's actually kind of refreshing for Azrael, because spirits actually just speak directly into your mind sometimes. And Azrael usually hangs out with spirits before he met you and the others. So.
But yeah.
So wait, Wilfred looks confused. So wait, she heard me when I thought what a great ass she has?
Yes.
That being said, roll if you want to resist what's about to happen, you may roll willpower. But if you want to let it happen,
yeah, but
then
I don't know what I'm resisting, so
exactly. But
I'm
you can
not
tell
gonna
it's coming
roll.
from either of these two.
I'm not gonna roll.
I will. Oh, is it just for Wilfred, or is it for
Just
all
for
of us?
Wilfred.
Okay.
It's just for Wilfred. But yeah, she speaks into your mind. She goes, "It depends. For instance, if the soul is already lost to the body, then the body is free to gain a new host. But if the body is simply in a coma due to a physical ill, then they cannot be revived. If that answers your question, you wish none of the others to hear."
Thank you.
She nods. You can see her nodding, but then she turns to the rest of you. It seems like he has got their question to that answer. But
Well, okay then. Next.
Is there anything Severa wants to ask?
Oh, I actually have a few more questions.
oh yeah, I know. And that's what I'm just saying. It's like just so because she finds it rude that she's talking to you only, and she's like, "Oh, we just agreed on something."
Okay.
Technically, my question was answered.
No, was it?
Uh-huh.
What was your question?
If my friend was still alive, and here she is.
Is my friend still alive? Yo.
Yo,
Hi.
dog!
Hi, look, it's me, your long lost friend. Oh shit, never mind. Why am I even
By the way,
stupid
I want to
nerd?
mention
Please.
it. Ever
Yeah?
since I first mentioned her, like years back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Get closer
right?
to your mic.
Uh-huh.
I have it full.
Yeah, it's fine. We can hear.
Yeah. But yeah, ever since I've had, like, you've mentioned it, I have literally had her here the entire time. She has
Oh my
always
god.
been here. As soon as you mentioned it, 'cause
That's
I was
nice.
like, that would be cool when they go and see it, and then they didn't go and see it.
But look, we're here now. We're here now. Look.
Yeah. Okay, Wilfred, what's the other questions?
I wanna ask about Bahamut's scale, since I'm having, Frey look at it at the magical side, and I'm gonna look through it with science. I wanna see if the dragon has any knowledge to impart on my, my job to try to recreate them or give them back their power.
Of course, for this time, you can see the dragon actually be a bit more motion. Like he's been looking, staring, gauging you, but now he lifts a claw and strokes it past his chin scales. Those small wiggling tendrils moving a little as he does, letting out a deep huff. Yeah, the avatar turns towards you and goes, "Sacrifice lost his scales, and so sacrifice must be used to regain them."
I like it.
I am not gonna sacrifice lives in order to restore their power. I'll find another
You
I
way.
would.
misunderstand of the word sacrifice. It does not mean lives, always. You can always sacrifice objects, or maybe your own personal safety. This is what Bahamut desires. Of the other dragons, they must sacrifice a portion of their scales armor in order to regain his own. Over time, they will gain their former glory, as of all the dragons. However, during the process they will be weakened, and throughout that time they will be even more weak. No longer being as armored as they were before, mortal weapons would be able to harm them. That is a huge sacrifice to ask, and huge trust to put in the lives of mortals.
I can understand that. Wilfred starts thinking if there's gonna be a way to convince all the dragons to help out Bahamut, because that would probably be the best option, and how that may spark some talk and negotiations between the races, and how they can, like, you know, move on in the future rather than the dragons being outcast actually actively becoming part of the world.
By the way, the Avatar looks shocked for a moment and looks up to the dragon and is like, "Are you sure?" "I see. It seems as if this plan had been thought of, but they did not desire to leave. You see, when they are going to do it, they were going to leave the land, far off place with no mortals where they regather their power, along with Bahamut's worry for his city.
Well,
It
Real-
has prevented
So
him."
wait, does that mean that all the remaining dragons have actually at one point agreed to help restore his power?
All but one.
yeah,
Let me
and
guess, the black one.
yes, but he's
Well,
dead now.
But no,
That's
by
the
the way,
thing.
she corrects herself. Well, two, then. I only counted one since the other is now dead.
Wait, who else didn't agree to help him?
The red dragon.
You laugh, but I see why she wouldn't agree. Something tells me she would change her mind. Now.
You are right, Wilfred. With everything that had happened, she did not trust. Why would she? Not to mention, she was the most outspoken against the black dragons. What can I say? Danger that he posed to the mortals.
If I find a way to convince her to aid Bahamut and find a way to give you assurance that the rest of the mortals will not fight or in any way endanger the rest of the dragons, is the Dragon of Knowledge willing to once again help Bahamut?
Looking up, if a dragon nods physically to your request, you can feel, you can actually
Talking like
hear
he's not there.
the actual you can hear the sinew of moving muscle and scales as he nods, just from his sheer size.
Well, you say that, but if I address him directly and I'm looking at his friend over there, his quote-unquote avatar, then it would be rude to her. Whatever I do it, I'm gonna be rude. So
Yeah.
you know, it's
You
a
see,
it's a
he-
no-win situation.
You're a rude
He doesn't
person.
he
Just
doesn't
have to
seem
deal
to
with
mind. But that being said, he does nod, and it's like,
Well,
but it's like, my master would be the only dragon to remain. We apologize, but dragons are distrusting. Humans and... No, that is unfair. Mortals. Mortals are extremely greedy. Even their counterparts, demons, angels, gods, if they saw weakness in such beings, they would immediately attempt to take what is not theirs.
Well, that raises the question, though. The dragons had to sacrifice their scales. Does that mean all the dragons? I mean, one dragon's dead.
If one dragon passed on all its scales, it would lose them forever.
That reminds me, the Black Dragon, his remains are still around. What happens if we use all of his remains and some of the other dragon's powers? Wouldn't that lessen the burden on the rest of you?
That would aid, but one has to be alive in order to fully give such a sacrifice. We could only
Alright.
take so much.
True resurrection, got it.
You say that you are mostly unwilling to try this because you don't trust mortals. You feel like we will try to attack you or something like that out of greed and fear if you show weakness. But if that's the case, then why are you simply living amongst us? I mean, I know you keep to your own, but if you saw us as a threat, wouldn't you have killed us by now? Yet you haven't.
Hang on. I mean, I was
We
just
do
gonna
not
say
see you. Oh, carry on.
Well, I just was going to say one thing. If we need somebody to make that sacrifice, I guess, for a little bit of it, we could use someone that we know that needs a body and recreate a dragon. That's just a discussion for another time. So,
I think Margos has you on a very tight leash lately, Azrael. I worry about you.
no, it's just I want Margos to have some freedom.
But anyway, she mentions again, she says, it is not a threat that you pose. It is nature. Mortals, gods, nature to take. It is a dragon's nature to take. It is all living things to take in order to grow stronger and survive. You cannot guarantee that not one of your hundreds of thousands of numbers in only the mortals and many more in the gods and demons wouldn't attempt to take what was not theirs. There would be no way.
Wilfred nods
That's-
understandingly and adds, yes, I was just making sure that there is room for us to negotiate. And now that that's out of the way, I'm not going to ask you to trust us mortals. But I am going to ask to trust us, and he's gonna look to the rest of the party. Because whether I haven't consulted my friends yet, but since we're already this deep, I am just gonna assume that they do see things my way, and I will make sure that if the time comes and you feel confident in giving Bahamut a piece of your power to restore him, then I will make sure that me and my allies will protect you and make sure that nobody gets in your way until you will have time to recover.
Wilfred, that is a sweet gesture, and we would take it during the ritual, but as we said, the others will leave once we commence, once the ritual is finished. Only we will remain.
I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that.
They're gonna leave
Yeah.
to somewhere else, Wilfred, like another continent or something.
Where there
He's
are
gonna
no
go back
people.
to his there's no people, like that continent we landed on in the beginning of the campaign. And then, but the gold dragon's gonna come back here, basically.
That's what he's saying.
So the rest are
Yeah.
basically gonna go and seclude themselves, so they'll be fine, and the only one in danger is gonna be the Dragon of Knowledge?
We will be fine.
I mean, have you seen this place? It's kind of hard to get to, and it's and the dragon can just speak at people and they die.
Unlike his brothers and sisters, my master is able to cast much greater magic than them. He does not need his scales for protection.
Right, well, I guess we can, we've still got a long way to go before that happens. We still have more pressing matters and urgent things to take care of, which leads me to my next question. I was wondering if you have some information on the Imperator and his race, something else that he probably would not have given us that we can use against him.
You mean the ancients?
Yes, the Ancients. Some information about them that may prove useful.
One moment. As he does, like the dragon shifts from its spot, looking around the library, before its eyes glow brighter for a moment, several books come roaring around the corner, floating into the avatar's hands, like exactly what you see in the picture.
Whatever.
Reading them up, the avatar takes a moment, as if scanning through them at lightning speed. The ancients, I see. They were the race before your time. Well, before the humans, at least. Or what you call yourselves humans. What would you like to know about the ancients?
I guess a good point to start with would be how exactly did their cycle end? I mean, there are very few of them left now. Why is that? What happened to ruin their civilization? How did they die out?
A mistake.
Like
You see,
civilization.
there are many beings born into this world which have more power than others. You know it from your wife, Wilfred. Many of you have been born with power beyond normal comprehension. To the average peasant, you may as well be gods in their eyes.
As it should be.
But, tell me, what if somebody was born on this plane who had the power of gods?
They would be
The
shown.
reason dragons exist is that because they are so powerful on the mortal plane, and gods cannot fully realize their power here. But even so, a dragon's power is limited still. But imagine, for a moment, that such a person existed. You say they would be shunned. But what if they were cared for, raised, worshipped, the pinnacle of their race? That is what the ancients had every few thousand years. When their number had such amazing magical and psychic power that every movement they made shook the very earth. You may have thought it a torturous life, but the ancients had grown used to such a thing. Safeguards and the like were made. But what happened to them was a mistake within the cycle.
Boo. Boo.
2 children were born with such power. 2 gods walking among the earth.
Kaboo.
Of course, the ancients, just like the mortals now, never saw eye to eye on everything. So, what happens when people don't see eye to eye in your culture?
War.
Exactly. Though, war would have been an overstatement. A simple disagreement between 2 children who could shatter worlds. And they did. Apparently, according to anger, tantrums, you name it, the reason is near on unimportant now. But the sorry state of your world was caused by this very fact. It broke the world in two, leaving the world desolate and shattered. Only one of the children survived, and they did what they could. Pieced the world back together. But, as you said, war. That is essentially what happened.
You know, I find it kind of ironic that they were so much different than the rest of us, and yet they fell down to the same nonsense that we always fall to. Is this like the fate of mortals or something? I can't help but wonder. We always end up destroying ourselves in some way.
You misunderstand, Wilfred. It is the fate of all beings.
I don't want
Self-destruction.
to believe that.
You noticed it with gods. You noticed it with dragons. Your own people. Other races. And these ancients. By the way, she looks concerned for a moment. Like she's reading a book, but then just closes it. Is there anything else you wish to know?
Wilfred is suddenly curious why she reacted like that. What did you see?
Why are
It
you being
is-
so nosy?
Because it's Wilfred!
It is, yeah, it is nothing, I assure you. If it was important, I would mention it.
Now I wanna know even more, but Wilfred's probably not gonna be a dick like that, so he's gonna say, okay. Well, at any rate, I'm curious about something else as well. About the Iron Wolf. More than 200 years ago, he disappeared into the desert sea. At the earlier in my life, I was wondering about that, but thought of it that maybe it was somehow related to the threat that we experienced, like he probably somehow knew what would happen with the desert sea. But now I'm more thinking that he probably came here looking for you. Did he?
That is correct. He came here in answers in order to stop his brother.
So even the Iron Wolf at the time knew that his brother was trying to do something, like finding the Celestial Gate.
Oh, I apologize. I meant as in a different term. Brother in arms.
Oh?
Yes, you see, the one you call Imperator, he was not always like he is now.
Imperator.
It was after all the races turned on his brethren that he declined.
Interesting. Alfred is deep in thought for a few seconds, trying to piece some things in his head. He's got one more question, but again he hesitates to say anything about it, so he just says thank you.
She nods. Are that all the personal questions all of you wish to ask of me?
Yeah.
I have
this-
a question.
She looks at Wilfred for a moment, but then back to like the charm shade and goes, yes?
Would you... what advice can I obtain from either of you to bring this land under one ruler?
I hope you mean pursue, otherwise we're gonna have a problem.
Under one rule. One cannot rule forever. But if you wish to accomplish such a thing, preparation is the key.
Just that. Preparation.
I have
There's
a
no
question.
one
What's Felazar's
road.
real name? Because he is probably never gonna tell us.
Bob.
Even the great dragon
Bob.
of knowledge doesn't know
Bob.
this answer.
Bob!
Bob!
This answer is secluded.
Of course.
We do know it, just so you know. But it would be an annoyance if we were to tell you.
An annoyance for who?
Us.
Why?
Because we do not wish to have Falazar knocking on our door every day for the next 100 years.
He's
Say that like
apparently
it's a
very
bad
old
thing.
and not human. Oh my god, is he an ancient too? Jesus. He just hung around
No.
after his people
Just 'cause
died.
you live for 100 years doesn't make you ancient.
Yeah.
Well, how else can he explain that he
Elves,
obviously has such
Gnomes,
long longevity?
dwarves.
Does he look like a dwarf or an
Everyone but
elf to you?
humans.
You can't see much, you don't know who he is.
Fucking Felazar. But yeah, I guess that's it from me, so.
Anybody else?
Can
Nope,
you
nope,
predict
nope.
the future?
We can try.
Well,
Just
now that
ask.
we physically travel to this place, we can always teleport here in case we need to very urgently, so that's cool.
Well, anyway, we should probably get down to the main business we have with these people today.
By the way, she nods. That is correct. And now I reveal why. Why had you ask personal questions first? As they are unimportant and such information is freely given. But in trade, we desire knowledge for knowledge of such scale.
What would you desire from me then?
As we said, knowledge.
Knowledge? Damn it. I will just give a shit. I will just bring out a crap ton of books from my bag of holding.
That's so cute, like the dragon doesn't have them.
Yeah. Hey man, I was like, yeah, you probably have these, but it never hurts to have more.
Oh shit, it fucked up
But-
my image. God damn it. Now I have to re-upload it.
I
No.
can give my bestiary on demons book.
Yeah, right. They probably have a demon section where it's not. It's just little imps that tell you, yeah, that's that demon.
Look at that demon, that's fucking awesome.
I
Um,
have a few books that
now
I'm
let me go.
confident the dragon doesn't have them.
Oh.
Yes, if you remember, the first time when we returned, when we were in that frozen wasteland, in that cavern we recovered an old book related to necromancy apparently because
you
it raised
mean-
skeletons. That book is
Oh, you
still
mean
on
the?
me.
Oh, you mean the one that you touched twice when we told
Yeah,
you not
I've
to
had
touch
it
twice?
written down as a book covered in Will's flesh.
The one that we kept telling you not to touch. You just
Exactly.
kept picking it up.
Yep.
That one.
I also have two very rare books from the Obsidian Library, and something tells me he probably doesn't have access to Bahamut's old city, so he probably does not have those books either.
Did you see me fly from the air?